was jailed. He was sentenced yesterday, and the reason is he misused his platforms, his social media platforms, to abuse the person of President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni as well as the Speaker of Parliament. Now, this is a very interesting story given the fact that he is not the only one that has been arrested or sentenced, yet there's more that have been arrested. And it's one that Robert we've been chewing on it behind the scenes, but I'll take his shots on it as I welcome him as well and say good morning to you, Robert.
A lovely morning to you, Julie. I must say you're looking good.
Thank you. Glory to God.
Amen. Amen. And praise the Lord, brethren and sisters, wherever you are. Thank you so much for waking up with us this lovely yet Wednesday morning. Now, so much is happening globally and locally, but I choose to pick interest in the story you've just seen.
Yes, exactly.
Where we have Elson Tumwine, who was jailed and accused of offending President Yoweri Museveni. Now, TikTok is a very good platform. I must say, people are making good money in right ways. We're selling our goods, we're selling our products, we're getting clients because of this app. But I must also say that there are so many people, because of our rivalryism, if I may use that term, and wanting to have following. Because you see, TikTok is a business as well. If I have so many following, many people will want to advertise on my platform.
That's true.
Now, some people want to break even in the wrong way. You know, because I've witnessed about 3 or 4 people who have faced imprisonment, some at police, and when these young boys, these young girls come out, they will tell you, content, you know, as I wanted to make even, I wanted to get likes. Clout. So I thought of what is the best way to break even. Now, this person sits and says, I remember there was one young girl, she wasn't in prison, but she went on some, you know, we have these TikTokers that interview people. Now, she was talking so much obscenity. And of course, she got following. The next day, she was back on TikTok apologizing to her mother, to people. She said this was all about content. I thought, I didn't know. Very repenting. But people there's so much excitement. That's why some of us, Julia, are so much on social media. Because sometimes there's a temptation. You know? Now, most of these young boys I've seen, when they are arrested, they are not saying these things because politically that they are politicians, they mean them. No. But they want that clout, they want that following. And some assume when they get that following, people are going to come and advertise on their platforms because you have TikTokers that are making money. There are people in this country, young men, young women, that are living on TikTok. It's giving them daily income. Have some people that are, there's a young lady, but is she a young lady? I don't know. She's called Sheila Price. I think that is her name.
She's a TikToker?
She's a TikToker. Mama Black Man.
Wow.
But when you look at, she has even a blue tick. When you follow and see her content, much as she began, she's changing. Then there's another one, Chicken. I don't know his real name. But you see, this young man came from the bad side of it. But now, if something has happened, you rush to his page. He has something, he has content. He'll tell you this has happened in Seta High School, he even has a copy of the letter the school has issued about the death of a student there. You know, of late you follow this guy and has some news. Yes, they may not be as accurate, and authenticity is something must also question. But when you look at their pages, they're advertising, they're running, you know, they're doing gigs for companies, for people, they're earning.
Very interesting. I must say that the brand names they choose, some of the brand names these social media people or TikTokers, influencers altogether choose to use are rather interesting. But we'll leave it at that, and in the real we'll be talking on the safety of schools. Now that you've talked about a student drowning at school, we'll be engaging into that conversation a little later. So save the number 070-9602-592. But on that note, Robert, take us through what is happening on the local scene.
Well, we begin with that is the Conference of Landlocked Countries in Africa. Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has advised landlocked developing countries to ensure that all non-tariff barriers are stopped if poor countries are to unlock their development potential. President Museveni's message was contained in a speech delivered by the Prime Minister Ruben Abanja at the 3rd United Nations Conference on Landlocked Developing Countries in Awaza City. The Prime Minister of Uganda, Ruben Abanja, led the delegation of Ugandans to deliberate on how 32 countries developing in the world can unlock their full potential in order to obtain socio-economic transformation. During the opening ceremony, the United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres highlighted the challenges landlocked countries are facing, making it difficult for them to realize their development needs. While delivering the message from the President, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Ruben Abanja, advised landlocked countries, if they are to develop, to ensure that all non-tariff barriers are stopped if poor countries out unlock their full potential for development. Members of Parliament seem dissatisfied with the ongoing National Identification and Registration Authority renewal exercise. They say that it undermines the concept of Ugandan nationality, noting that citizenship should not have an expiry date. However, State Minister for Internal Affairs General David Muhoozi clarifies that while citizenship is permanent, a person's features are justifying the need for ID renewal every 10 years. General Muhoozi was appearing before the parliamentary plenary session to respond to concerns about alleged extortion by NERA officials during the mass enrollment and ID renewal exercise. 3 months ago, NERA launched the nationwide mass enrollment and national ID renewal exercise. Though the process has largely progressed smoothly, various concerns emerge, alleging that some NERA officials were extorting money from applicants in exchange for faster services. In a bid to address the same, the State Minister for Internal Affairs, General David Muhoozi, assured Parliament that investigations are underway and that several officials from various districts have already been reprimanded. The National Resistance Movement youth contesting the Central Executive Committee position have petitioned the National Chairperson Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, asking him to appoint another register to preside over the youth elections. The youth accused the Party Electoral Commission Chairperson Dr. Tango Doi of being biased and impartial. Between 27th and 28th of August this very year, the National Resistance Movement will conduct its delegates conference, where it will also elect its Central Executive Committee leaders. Among the positions to be elected for include the National Chairman, the Vice Chairman, the Vice Regional Chairman, Youth, Veteran Affairs, representatives for people with disabilities, women representative, among other positions. Youth contesting on the National Youth position have petitioned the party chairperson, alleging bias by the chairperson of the Electoral Commission, Dr. Tango Doi. They say his son, Tang Kelon, is among the contestants for the SEC position. UBC tried to reach the NRM Electoral Commission chairperson, Dr. Tango Doi, but efforts were futile. The youth are concerned over commercialization of politics. Alleging conflict of interest here. And finally, on the local scene, the Confederation of African Football and the Uganda Local Organizing Committee have praised themselves to ascertain what they can do. But after opening round of CHAN 2024 Group C in Uganda, notable among what they found lacking at Nambole National Stadium as Guinea beat Niger and Uganda lost to Algeria was lack of food and beverages, issues of ticketing, and a few security issues. In the fourth month of Uganda's 3-0 loss to Algeria in the Cranes opening Total Energies CAF African National Championship, the fans reacted, saying these were hard to come by. Judy, so drinks were very expensive.
Right.
These are what we've gotten. And
Were drinks accepted in the stadium, though? I think not, right?
Either there was a form of plastic or something like that. But I've seen young lads that had gone to watch the match expressing concern that the drinks were expensive. Tickets also had issues, that they had to come by. But of course, there is always a starting point. And at that starting point, there could be some, would we call them gaps or oversights, I think? And we believe they can be rectified.
Indeed, an opportunity for the organizers to learn and plan better, especially for
we can only blame them if this continues, yeah?
Yes.
But otherwise, we all learn from our mistakes, and we hope they learn.
Let's see what happens on Friday when Uganda and Guinea are heading on to each other. For now, let's have a look at what is on the foreign scene, and we're starting with an investigation by the BBC that has exposed the French and UK operations of a powerful and violent smuggling gang taking people across the English Channel in small boats. Now, a reporter posing as a migrant wanting to cross helped us gain, that is the BBC reporter, gained unprecedented access to the smugglers' notorious forest hideout in northern France, an area plagued by armed battles between rival gangs. Now, secret filming at a major UK railway station also captured associates of the gang collecting cash payments to secure migrant places on illegal channel crossings. Two men met the reporter and their crew on separate occasions on the busy concourse at Birmingham's New Street station to collect envelopes containing hundreds of pounds. And multiple sources have described how gang leaders who keep one step ahead of the authorities by changing mobile phone numbers and the gang's name subjected their henchmen and migrants to violent beatings. Now, the reporter and the whole crew at the BBC managed to identify three men, and their names are Jabal, Aram, and Al-Millah, all Iraqi Kurds, who are believed to lead the outfit, which is one of the main groups in northern France, transporting people to the UK by small boats. Interesting story. Anyways, looking at what is in the United States between Trump and Israel, United States President Donald Trump has suggested that he will not block possible Israeli plans to take over Gaza. Now, when asked on Tuesday about reports that Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had decided to occupy the entire Palestinian territory, Trump said he is focused on getting people fed in Gaza. And, quote unquote, he says, as far as the rest of it, I really can't say. That's going to be pretty much up to Israel. The US president told reporters Washington provides Israel with billions of dollars in military aid annually and assistance that significantly increased following the start of Israel's war on Gaza in October 2023. Now, Israel has used forced displacement orders to squeeze Palestinians into ever-shrinking pockets in Gaza, turning 86% of the territory into militarized zones. But increased military operations in the remaining part of the territory would further endanger the lives of Palestinians who already endure daily bombardment and Israeli-imposed starvation. Now, Netanyahu's purported plans to conquer Gaza have also raised concerns about the safety of the remaining Israeli captives held in the enclave by Hamas and other Palestinian groups. Now, coming onto the continent, Rwanda has said it will accept up to 250 migrants from the US in a deal agreed with President Donald Trump's administration. Under the scheme, the deportees would be given workforce training, healthcare, and accommodation to jumpstart their lives in Rwanda. Government spokesperson Yolande Makole confirmed to the BBC. A condition of the agreement was that Rwanda would have the ability to approve each individual proposed for resettlement, she added. The White House has not commented on the deal directly, but told the BBC it was constantly talking to countries willing to assist the US in removing the illegal aliens that Joe Biden had allowed to infiltrate the US. Since Trump came back into power in January, he has focused on a sweeping mass deportation scheme to remove undocumented migrants from the U.S. quickly, a key election promise. Murmurs over deal between Rwanda and the U.S. came out in May after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Washington was actively searching for a country to take some of what he described as some of the most despicable human beings.
Jesus.
Wow, the tone and language used by these men to refer to human beings created just like them is unbelievable. And I wonder why these despicable human beings are brought to African countries. That's also...
Maybe they're also seen by despicable human beings.
Or maybe African countries are looked at as hubs for despicable human beings.
There's a time we're excited. Remember the Afghan refugees?
Yes, I do remember.
There's a time we were told Uganda is going to receive some. They are coming. Then we're told they are in hotels. Then some said those that came, I think, were very aged. I think I missed something on the story of Afghanistan refugees.
Anyways, in the interest of time.
And now I'm tempted to go back and follow.
I know, right?
Did they really come to Uganda? Where are they? What were the terms and conditions? And why are we also looking at free refugees, yet there are those that are coming with something from the USA? Where are we not positioning ourselves?
Anyways, let's take a quick look at what is in the dailies today, Robert.
Well, we have in the New Vision this morning, gold prices soar, government loses billions. Now, how does it lose? Unscrupulous exporters exploit loopholes to evade tax. Also in the New Vision, that is a security alert here. Ugandans say no to crime. We move to public service. President Museveni warns against unprioritized spending. And still here we have over 4,500 youth admitted to presidential skilling hub. And matters of land, Chibanja holder evicted after 30 years.
Wow.
And prison's death, authorities on the spot. Now, what is that? Well, Frank Baine must have more on that. Now, quickly to the Daily Monitor this morning. Keep calm, roads are coming. Now here, President Museveni plays the savior role after Works and Transport Minister had given up on road works across the country due to limited resources. Now the president says, be calm, the roads are going to be worked on. Now the lizard here comes up. You know, this friend of yours I can't miss. When we talk about keep calm, the roads are coming. Museveni.
Sounds like a movie.
Sounds like a movie, the lizard. And 27 Guns star says he has died in his own movie. Remember that young lad that acted?
I watched the story. It's such a sad story.
Yeah, and the 27 Guns. Now he says he died in his own movie. Wonder what that means? Well,
a sad story.
You have to get yourself a copy of the Daily Monitor this morning and the New Vision for more of these stories. But I have a driver and I don't know which bus company she's going to use, but let's land into Tanzania and Kenya and read what is making headlines in their dailies.
Quickly looking at what is in the Citizen, the headline there is 50 heavyweights swept aside in CCM primaries. And the faces of those who have been swept aside are being displayed there and their names. Also in the Citizen, just below there, economy experts call for homegrown solutions and what Mpina's defection to ACT means. Also above, right at the top, how one defection influenced the 2015 general election. And MSD's digital revolution transforms Tanzania's health system. Now, taking a look at the Daily Nation, U.S. probes Kenyan officials over RSF links abductions. And there is a roadmap to the probe in the Daily Nation, just right at the top, as below the headline, but also focus on social ills below the Daily Nation at the top of the paper. Focus on social ills as pupils light up festival. Beautiful girls, beautiful faces, a picture of them there on the Daily Nation. And pretty much, looking at the stake, Trump administration set to review country's status as a major non-NATO ally. Well, that's it from The dailies, like we said earlier, we are looking at the safety of children, students, pupils in schools. And 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number for you to save and be a part of the conversation. Good morning, Uganda. Enjoy some music from Tate Cheza for Yesu.
From UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Willing to assist the U.S. in removing the illegal aliens that Joe Biden had allowed to infiltrate the U.S. Since Trump came back into power in January, he has focused on a sweeping mass deportation scheme to remove undocumented migrants from the U.S. quickly, a key election promise. Murmurs over a deal between Rwanda and the U.S. came out in May after U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Washington was actively searching for a country to take some of what he described as some of the most despicable human beings.
Jesus.
Wow, the tone and language used by these men to refer to human beings created just like them is unbelievable. And I wonder why these despicable human beings are brought to African countries. That's also...
Maybe they're also seen by despicable human beings.
Or maybe African countries are looked at as hubs for despicable human beings.
There's a time we're excited. Remember the Afghan refugees?
Yes, I do remember.
There's a time we were told Uganda is going to receive some. They are coming. Then we're told they are in hotels. Then some said those that came, I think, were very aged. I think I missed something on the story of Afghanistan refugees.
Anyways, in the interest of time.
And now I'm tempted to go back and follow.
I know, right?
Did they really come to Uganda? Where are they? What were the terms and conditions? And why are we also looking at free refugees, yet there are those that are coming with something from the USA? Where are we not positioning ourselves?
Anyways, let's take a quick look at what is on what is in the dailies today, Robert.
Well, we have in the New Vision this morning, gold prices soar, government loses billions. Now, how does it lose? Unscrupulous exporters exploit loopholes to evade tax. Also in the New Vision, that is a security alert here. Ugandans say no to crime. We move to public service. President Museveni warns against prioritized.
Muchomo are on me. I will crown the day with a babe to chill with before I return home. Let's enjoy ourselves. Life is too short.
You guys, you mean you want to take nothing home to your family? My friend, indulging in casual sex has become very risky and dangerous these days. There is HIV and what's still Mpox.
What are you saying, Gino? I use protection, a condom. Don't scare me.
Good. Condoms can protect you from HIV and other STIs, but not Mpox. If that person has the Mpox skin rash, you will also contract the disease Semu.
What?
Yes, Semu. And from there, you will spread it to your loved ones, your lovely wife, and your children, who may suffer serious disease and even die.
Thanks, Gino. I heard about it earlier, but I just brushed it off as well. So I am cancelling this useless program and going home to my loved ones. Bye, Gino. Bye.
Good decision. You see, that is being responsible, Semu. By the way, before you go, just give me at least a 50K.
Mpox is real. Protect yourself and the loved ones. Stay safe and do not indulge in casual sex or other risky behaviors. For more information
About Mpox,
call the Ministry of Health toll-free line on 0800 1066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health
with support from UNICEF, WHO,
and its partners.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Buza Commissioner.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for watching the show. If you started the show with us, thank you for always choosing to start with us and continue on with us. And if you're just tuning in, you are welcome. This is Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi, and we are looking at the safety of children while at school. Now, while Uganda strives to ensure that there's the safety and a safe learning environment for every pupil and student, statistics reveal a significant challenge. Now, a large percentage of children experience violence, including physical, sexual abuse, with some missing school as a result. And specifically, a 2018 survey indicated that 76% of children faced some form of violence. And UNICEF has a report that 3 in 4 young adults experienced violence in childhood. School-related gender-based violence is also a concern, and with one study finding a link between violence and negative educational outcomes. Additionally, issues like child marriage, teenage pregnancy, and the cost of education contribute to children, especially girls, dropping out of school. But that's not all. We also look at the stay of these children while they're at school. Aside from what the media usually portrays, you know, child marriages, sexual violence, gender-based violence, all of that, we look at the food they eat. We look at, for those who are in boarding school, the sleeping conditions. Are they congested? Do they have emergency exits in their dormitories or not? We look at the school trips. Recently, Robert shared a story of a close family friend that lost a child from a school trip having traveled at 4 a.m. Whose child is allowed to travel at 4 a.m. on a Ugandan road if it's not a flight given, you know, time zones and all of that? We're looking at security surveillance whilst the students and pupils are at the school premises. How safe are they? We're looking at the disciplinary measures. Are they still beaten and you know, to the pulp in the name of disciplining them, or are there any other measures that are used? Well, that's a conversation in a brief that we want to look at in the next couple of minutes. So 0709602592 is the WhatsApp number that you should engage. And I'm excited to have this conversation with Robert, because one thing for sure is he is a parent. So for him, the perspective even hits harder, and it hits home for someone with an experience of a child in school. Robert, looking at the safety of schools, let's start with a story of a student who just recently lost their life at Seta High School, right? And it's not far many months back when another student lost their life still at Seta High School. It raises many concerns, right?
Now, this topic today, which is safety of students while at school, is a very important topic because it uncovers so much, but also raises concern. Why today education has become very expensive. Parents are paying an arm and a leg to educate their children in school. They pay so much. Now let me tell you, any parent watching there, anyone going to be a parent, there is nothing, all death is death. But I usually say on this set that we have what we call natural death. When we talk of the mother of parliament in Uganda, Mama Rhoda Kalema, may her soul rest in eternal peace. When we talk about former judge of the Supreme Court, Kanye Hamba, who was buried, they died of natural cause. Now, for Mama Kamala even said illnesses related to old age. Now, there is what we call natural death. And when someone dies of a natural death, I want to quote these words that the president said while I think at Christ the King Nakasero, when praying for the late James Kazini, who was killed by Druwaru. The president mentioned these words and I took them seriously. He said there is what we call natural death, there is what we call preventable death.
Right.
Avoid dying from preventable death. And those words reign in my heart so much. It is very unfortunate that the children we are losing today in our schools are dying of preventable death. Sunday, we lost 2 children from Desta Junior School in Ichirombe, Lusaka, or Rukuri, that is Machindia Division. 2 children, and these children died in an accident at about 4 something in the morning while they were traveling. Now from Machindia all the way to Kasese, what is that study tour about? Now, we lost a child by hanging in Seta Senior School, in Seta High School. Sunday still, we lost another student. It is alleged, because police is still carrying out investigations, that this young man could have drowned in the school swimming pool. It is said they went for a football match, they came out very excited, and the senior 6 students decided to jump into the swimming pool, breaching the school guidelines of the swimming pool, and that when they went out, they didn't know that one of them had not left the water. It is said the victim, the deceased now, never knew how to swim. So after they conduct a roll call and discovered 1 student was missing, and when they discovered 1 student was missing, they alerted police. A search began. They alerted his parents, only to be found in the school swimming pool. Now, that is scanty information. I'm told there's a statement I've not yet come across, one I can rely on, because the one that is training is not even signed by the principal. So I don't know if that is the authentic one. But those are what are coming in.
Right. Let's look at the general school safety. Who is responsible for the safety of this child the moment they step their foot onto the school grounds?
Very clear too. The teachers, the headmistress, the headmaster, the principal, it is the school administration. Because when I take my child from holiday, I've gathered your school fees, some of you even ask for 90% pay. I pack, I hand my child to you. I go home. Now, this child is a responsibility of the school and the government of Uganda, to be more so specific, the Ministry of Education and Sports. Because it is the regulator. You know? It is the regulator. It sets standards. If you're talking of children who died from a tour, what is the ministry's guidelines on tours, on school study trips? If the guidelines are there, what is the ministry doing to ensure that they comply with these guidelines? Two, as the school, you're taking children of people. You know, you're fully in control and responsible for whatever happens. If you have a swimming pool, these are children. These are children within your powers. How would you protect the swimming area? How would you tell us a class of senior 6 boys jumped in a swimming pool? You know, is it fenced? Is there someone to see that at all times children are not there when there is no pool attendant? Did they do this at night that they escaped from the dormitories to come and swim? No. It was so. Where were the people supposed to look after these children? You know, what does the ministry policy say? Schools, they have gyms. Next we shall hear a gym machine hit the head. Some schools, they have gyms. Some schools have swimming pools. And these are skills. All of us, our children, go to schools, and swimming is something that they must learn. A survival skill, you never know when and how. So, Ministry of Education as the mother ministry, and these schools are totally responsible for the safety of our children. No wonder many even have regulations that render us parents either useless or with no say. I know there are many schools, if you take your child to school and cross and go to the dormitories,
yeah, I wanted
it's a suspension.
I wanted to engage you in on that, because from many's experience with that exact rule, parents are not allowed to access dormitories. But you notice that the reason why parents are not allowed to access dormitories is because the school is not yet ready for the parent to be exposed to the poor conditions of what the dormitory looks like. Either there's congestion, or there's a lot of unhygienic tendencies in the dormitory. And the school knows that the moment a parent discovers that that's how their child is sleeping, in the midst of all the money they are paying, that's trouble. So now you'd wonder, should schools actually ban parents from accessing dormitories? Because a parent, I think, has a right to see where their child sleeps, how their child sleeps, what conditions, is the mattress okay, does it fit, does it, you know, all the detail of it. Does it justify, in your perspective? Would you play a devil's advocate just to think on the side of the school administration as to why maybe they don't want parents to access dormitories?
Well, for anything, you can have proper reasons, because the school will tell you for security purposes.
Right.
That a parent
That's
may
profound.
come in the dormitory and maybe someone can set a bomb, you don't know, and they blow off the whole dormitory. Maybe if they're exposed, there may even come wrong elements who may know the weaknesses where they can come in and cause havoc and all that. But the truth is, they don't want the parents to discover what is happening. Now, let's go back to why are we having these and are expecting more of these happenings. We've seen children who have been beaten to death by teachers. First and foremost, let's look at our education system as Ugandans, its history and why we are here where we are today. Now, the history of education in this country began way back. I'm talking of formal education, not this education of sitting by the fire, a pot and a granny, no. Began with the missionaries. Now, these people wanted a class of educated people to help them extend the gospel, to help our colonial masters effectively rule over us. That is why you find that most of our, away from the changes they have made, our education system was teaching job seekers, not creators. It was more theoretical. Work so that you're going to be an administrator. You're going to be a secretary to help this white man, you know. Now, these people just wanted to have an educated class. That's why you hear some schools, King's College, Gayaza, the Princess, education even was not meant almost for everybody by then. Now after, of course, the Muslims came, they were wanting to educate. From there, you had what we call community schools. The other ones, the purpose was about colonialism and extending their influence and spreading the gospel. That's how people can read the Bible, preach and all that. Now we had a group that came in who had been educated and had the value of education. They built what we called community schools. Judy, you and me come from the same village or same district, and we're like, let also the children of our area benefit. So we start a school. It wasn't profit-oriented. It was about, so now from there we had what I call liberalization and commercialization of education, not properly regulated, where every Tom, Dick and Harry who had money can start a school. Why have I said that? Today we have directors that are fishermen. Being a fisherman is not bad. But I'm saying someone who has not seen several blackboards and now is a school director. Am I lying, viewers?
Now, when you say that, that means that also the security surveillance is a problem.
So this person literally started a school to make money. Now, because he started, we have people who have no background in the education sector, but someone tells you if you want to make quick money, start a school. Go to the bank, get a loan, buy a van, advertise on radio and TV, put those appetizing things, computer labs and all that. Then, within down 5 years, you're very rich, I must say, and profound. Now, when you have such commercialization of education, you must have strict rules and regulations and enforcement as well.
Right.
To compel protection of our children, to maintain standard of education. Now, it is very unfortunate that much as we have the regulations in place, they are not being followed. I'll give an example. When we had the Budo Inferno, people who remember very well, remember I think Judith Nabakova was the police spokesperson, Honorable Judith Nabakova, by then. Now, when these girls were burnt beyond recognition and lost a number of them, remember General Kale Kaihura was still the Inspector General of Police. The ministry, police, they sat and came up with a lot of good regulations. Fire extinguishers must be in school.
Emergency
not triple
doors.
deckers. You must have an emergency exit.
Yes.
Burglar proof must be removed from the windows. These deckers must be this position. You must have, not the askaris we have in schools, I call them the fashas, where a fasha during the day he's the cook, suffering with that big to make posho. Yeah. Then at night, a fasha gets a bow and arrow, gets a torch, you know, with a small bottle of waraji, then also a stick, you know, they have that big thing. Then a fasha moves around the school. He's the sky. Now, when boys want to go and drink, already a fasha is drinking. It is a fasha either to sell them part of the waraji or give him a small money, say, you go, get the waraji, come and drink.
Interesting.
So those were some of the strict guidelines.
Right.
Strict guidelines. Today, visit schools. Triple deckers are everywhere. Visit schools. Ask them, let's look at your security. Very few.
Indeed, like the most common narrative that we've learned on this desk and from this desk with the different guests that we've had, the fact that Uganda has the most beautiful written laws, but implementation remains poor. Now, let me read a couple of your comments, and thereafter, Robert, I think we shall quickly chew on the disciplinary measures, looking at whether corporal punishments still exist. We recently had a conversation on that, and what disciplinary measures are there anyways if corporal punishments are not applied. Now, a comment coming through from Solomon in a park. You say the schools must be sacrificing our children. And you say that in addition to that, I implore parents to really do a background check on those kinds of schools in order to avoid these untimely deaths. Thank you, Solomon, for being on the show. Now, most schools, they put a gate very powerful, but behind is open. Most dormitories are not safe. That's why they don't allow parents there. Most of the teachers responsible don't even inspect dormitories. Swimming pools in schools is another snare. Other bullies can push a child and they say they were swimming. Students are in God's mercy in schools. The head teacher is in office, not on ground. And also those who move early and buses are not really in good conditions. And somebody just says, good morning. Thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for your commentary and opinions. Keep them coming, as well as on our social media platforms. Robert, let's look at the disciplinary measures.
But before, a quick one. He talked about buses.
Oh, yeah, shuttles.
These shuttles, if you look at how many children they transport.
Right.
They're taking our children as they take cows to abattoirs here. And it is a simple talk, but the day we shall have a tragic accident, then Parliament will sit. The day we shall lose a VVIP's child, this will be a national issue. I think we need to treasure our life.
Proactivity is important.
Need to treasure our life. Now,
Right.
still corporal punishment, briefly. It's the same story. No implementation, no enforcement. That is simple. That's what I can say. Yes.
Good morning to you, Julie and Robert. The very incident kept on happening at Mook until razor wire was installed around the swimming pool. The last student drowned after jogging. He dived into later, realized dead. And who was to blame? Thank you so much for being on the show. Well, let's bring this conversation to a close. But I think with all that has been discussed, it's now to policymakers who are watching. Anyone in a position of authority, in the position of power, running or manning one entity or the other in the government of Uganda. I think this is something to throw light on. The safety of children is in schools is a discussion rarely engaged, yet it's very pertinent because parents are paying money, lots and lots of money. They are paying, they're literally paying arms and legs and kidneys for school fees for their children to receive an education. It's not just about being in school and acquiring knowledge, theoretical or whatever, but education is large. That means there are skills to learn. That means that swimming pools shouldn't be a problem, but what are the safety measures around things like swimming pools, you know, things like gyms, what are the safety measures around them? A lot generally. The food students eat, the security, the dormitories, their sleeping conditions, you know, all of it, there are disciplinary measures. It's a lot to consider, but it's a conversation that is very important and should be made noise of as much as we can, because Uganda is full of young people. That means they're the ones holding Uganda and holding it from all the four corners of the earth. With that, closing in with a comment, two comments, that is, hi, good morning, Uganda. Mwebesa Gerald from Barra City. Schools must be serious because parents are paying too much money to ensure their children are safe. But then the opposite is being done. You find a lot of children in a simple car and you wonder what may happen to children really. The Ministry of Education needs to do something more serious. Thank you. Good morning, Uganda. Good morning, UBC. I'm really disappointed with the schools taking pupils very far like Kasese. Imagine it was not called for. This is Magomo David from Mokono, Namubiru, Nama. Thank you so much for being on the show. Up next is JMU Tourism Express. We still have the agenda. We still have sports. We still have a lot. We still have business. So stick around as you wake up with us. Good morning.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the Rider Selection Campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
My friend, I have made some good money today. It is time to relax and enjoy life.
Nice to hear that, Semu. Just give me some money.
Gino, let's go party. All the drinks and the muchomo are on me. I will crown the day with a babe to chill with before I return home. Let's enjoy ourselves. Life is too short.
You guy, you mean you want to take nothing home to your family? My friend, indulging in casual sex has become very risky and dangerous these days. There is HIV and what's still Mpox.
What are you saying, Gino? I use protection, a condom. Don't scare me.
Good. Condoms can protect you from HIV and other STIs, but not Mpox. If that person has the Mpox skin rash, he will also contract the disease Semu.
What?
Yes, Semu. And from there, you'll spread it to your loved ones, your lovely wife, and your children, who may suffer serious disease and even die.
Thanks, Gino. I heard about it earlier, but I just brushed it off as well. So I am cancelling this useless program and going home to my loved ones. Bye, Gino. Bye.
Good decision. You see, that is being responsible, Semu. Hey, by the way, before you go, just give me at least a 50K.
Mpox is real. Protect yourself and the loved ones. Stay safe and do not indulge in casual sex or other risky behaviors. For more information
About Mpox,
call the Ministry of Health toll-free line on 0800 1066 or send a free SMS to YouReport on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health
with support from UNICEF, WHO,
and its partners.
Juko.
Yo.
What you check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Uganda wange. Haven't you heard of the parish development model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a portrait project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. But what you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The parish development model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Where we were was just inside the shrine, and it was dedicated to all the Uganda martyrs. Not all of them were killed from here, but it is a dedication to all the Uganda martyrs, and it is the exact spot also where Kaloli Ranga was killed, just where we were standing. There's no such remain, but there was a bone that they're going to show us, which you can get to find. Now, when you come outside, we have the demonstration of everything that is inside, just behind us. And that is what we are going to dive into right now, again with Ben. He's going to still tell us about the demonstration, why we have it here, and the surroundings around it.
Still again, my name is Ben Tenywa, in charge of the tourists and pilgrims at the Uganda Martyrs Catholic Shrine in Mugongo. Now, where we are here is a demonstration of what we saw inside the shrine. This is a demonstration showing how the leader, Charles Lwanga, was killed. Charles Lwanga, or Kaloli Lwanga, was the leader of all the Uganda matters. So he was tied, he was wrapped in mat reeds, firewood. You see, somebody is lighting the fire, another one is adding on more firewood. The fire came from feet to head while he was still alive. And he told them, you are burning me, but it is as if you are pouring water over my body. You have not tied me well. Leave me and I tie myself so that you can burn me. Gandhi told the king, he has killed me for nothing. Let him repent. If he does not repent, I'll be the accuser before God. Mother Mary is a patron of this place. That's why they have put a whole image of Mother Mary. And those people were kneeling, were praying for Charles Lwanga, Kaloli Lwanga, who was in the fire burning, that he may go to heaven. So this is what took place.
And sorry to cut you short. So the people that were kneeling, were they also Uganda Matters?
They were also Uganda Matters, but the church believes they were already in heaven. They were killed first, praying for this man who was still in the fire burning. Now here, there is some bit of history. You see? King Mutesa I. Mutesa I was the one who invited the missionaries. He was the one who wrote the letter inviting the missionaries to come to Uganda. He wrote it to Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria. That letter was taken in England by Leonard Benefeld and was published in a newspaper called the Daily Telegraph of England on the 14th of April, 1875. So missionaries started coming, first Anglicans in 1877. Again, the Catholics came on 17th of February, 1879. Father Simeon Ludel and Brother Amanes. Here they are landing at Chigungu, Chigungu near Entebbe Airport. When they landed on the soil of Uganda, they knelt down, they prayed, asking God to bless their missionary work. They dedicated this country to Mary, Mother of Jesus. They went to the palace, where they got the king, Mutesa I, who gave them a house where they were staying. They went to the palace here in Lubaga. Yeah. At Lubaga, they were given at the palace. They were given permission to teach Christianity. They were given land at Nabulagala. Nabulagala. You see. Now after this, Mutesa died. When Mutesa died, his son Mwanga succeeded him. Now it was King Mwanga who killed the Uganda Martyrs. Why? He accused them of being disobedient because on Sunday they were not working. They were going for prayers. Now the king thought they are becoming disobedient. So he accused them of being disobedient. Number two, he accused them of being rebels. The way they were praying, let your kingdom come. The king thought, which kingdom is that? I'm the king here. How can they say their king is in heaven? He regarded them as rebels. And treason was punishable by death. Arabs were here. Arabs were dealing in slave trade. When the missionaries came, they were telling the king slave trade is evil. Now the business got interrupted. For that matter, Arabs started influencing the king to kill. Christianity also preached against witchcraft. People stopped going to the witch doctors to get solution for their problem. The witch doctor lost market. They also telling the king to kill. Arabs were telling the king to kill. Witch doctors were telling the king to kill. Prime Minister Mukasa was telling the king to kill. Now the king told the Uganda Martyrs, if you don't leave Christianity, I'm going to kill you. They said, you kill us, we are not going to leave. Now they were arrested from Kampala, Munyonyo. They came on killing. At Munyonyo they killed 3. Then a Sebugwao, Posiano, Ngondwe, and Ukagwa. They just cut off their hands, legs, and scattered the pieces. All the Kampala, they killed Matia Mulumba. Owino Market, they killed Balikudembe and the Bazekere. When they are about to cheer, they killed Gonzaga. The rest were brought here at Namugongo and burnt like this. You see? They were burnt like this. See? They were wrapped in matrix. See, these are heads. These are heads. These are heads. They were wrapped in matrix, firewood, and the fire was lit from feet to head, where they were still alive. Some people were cut. Some people were speared. So it was on the 3rd of June, 1886, 137 years ago. Now, whenever this day comes, 1 million people come. We don't pray in the church. We pray in the lake. We go there to see.
Okay. We started from the shrine itself in the inside, getting to see the remain that was the bone of Kaloli Ranga, who was killed at the exact spot where we were. There were paintings, of course, and pictures of the Pope who came to cleanse the place after it had been put in place while construction was still taking place. But there were also pictures of each Uganda martyrs. Remember, the shrine was a dedication to all of them, all the Uganda martyrs. And shortly after that, we got to the place outside that just depicts all that is inside. You also got to see it has pictures on the side that shows the kings who wrote the letter, how Mutesa wrote the letter to Queen Victoria, and of course the process to Mapera until Kabaka Mwanga, who killed these martyrs. But we are not stopping yet. We are also heading to the lake and get to know what's there for us. Remember, we are still talking about religious tourism, and this one is dedicated to the Catholics. We are still in the Lent period, and this is the third week. I'll be waiting you to join me as we continue to exhaust religious tourism with the Catholics. We'll be starting exactly at the lake and getting to see what's also there regarding the Uganda matters.
Brought to you by Uniquely Ours. Explore Uganda.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. Thank you so much for being on the show. And if you are just tuning in, you're welcome. This is Good Morning Uganda. My name is Julie Nantaba-Musisi, and welcome back from GMU Tourism Express. That segment is proudly brought to you by the Uganda Tourism Board. Always honored to make sure that you get to see more of Uganda that you've never seen, and also encourage you to actually go see it and enjoy domestic tourism, enjoy your own home. Looking at matters business, we are starting off with the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives and World Packaging Organization and Institute for Packaging Partners of Uganda that have launched a landmark packaging industry training for value actors, that is value chain actors. Now, during the launch, Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Francis Mwebesa, said that the training is a key pillar to industrial and economic growth. The three-day masterclass is a part of a global initiative to strengthen packaging capabilities in emerging economies. Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Francis Mwebesa, at the opening ceremony emphasized the strategic importance of packaging in industrial growth. Dr. Joshua Mutambi, Commissioner for Processing and Marketing at the Ministry of Trade, echoed the need to invest in quality packaging to ensure competitiveness at both local and international markets. Packaging plays a vital role in reducing food loss and waste, and a critical issue in Uganda's agro-industrial sector. Professor Pierre Pienard, President World Packaging Organization, tasks the trainees to scale up the knowledge gained here to benefit other communities. Some of the beneficiaries attest to the timeliness of the training, saying they have been losing a lot due to unsustainability in packaging. Now, moving on, in an unprecedented move to restore dignity, security, and economic empowerment, the Microfinance Support Center, MSC, is rolling out a life-changing intervention for women in Uganda's night economy. These women, often marginalized, are now at the center of a strategic national support plan. Mbale, for many reasons, has one of the most celebrated nightlife in the country. As the sun sets, the city slows down. Another economy wakes up, one deeply stigmatized. That is the night economy. Now, often hidden in the shadows of the night, these women face unimaginable risks. The Microfinance Support Center is not being sympathetic, it's being strategic. In a carefully phased approach, MSC is first empowering these women with knowledge about its operations and instilling confidence in what lies ahead. People often think it's all about the money, peer pressure, or influence of drugs, but many of these women storm the streets in pursuit of survival for their children. They say single motherhood is tough. The women are not alone in this journey. They have a leader, one they respectfully refer to as their president. To confirm this, when information reached her of MSC's plan, she mobilized over 180 women, both active and reformed participants in the night economy. They knew this was a chance to repaint and perhaps erase their dark history. Backing MSC's initiative is the Paradise Development Association, a group of corporate women serving as examples to guide their sisters from the shadows of the streets into the light of dignity. With continued support from Microfinance Support Center, the streets may no longer be the only option for these women. This intervention in the great land of the Bamasaba strengthens the journey to financially empower and transit our dear citizens in Uganda's night economy into a safe and dignified source of revenue. Now, business owners have been advised to understand customer needs and adopt customers' experience in order to help business grow. This was addressed during the Value Addition Customers Experience Forum, organized by Customers Experience Association of Uganda in Kampala. Customer experience is among the factors that drive the business growth. However, it has been discovered that many businesses in Uganda have not considered it, which has led to loss of customers. To address the matter, the Customers Experience Association of Uganda has held the CEO Forum to discuss how business can maintain customer loyalty. Joan Ntabadde Cheyune, the President Customers Experience Association of Uganda, says customer experience cuts across all businesses, hence shares the benefits. According to Ian Golding, emphasizes the need for all businesses to have a long-term strategy for growth. Ntabadde highlights on some of the challenges businesses are likely to face on failure to support and adopt customer experience. Well, with those stories, I think I am very impressed with the story on the women of the night economy. I look forward to them being empowered and their dignity restored indeed. And customer experience is indeed one of the best ways a business makes money. Unfortunately, many pay less attention that is to it. But let's look at the forex rates as of 5th August 2025. The US dollar opened at 3,574.91 and was selling at 3,584.91. Dropped some value there from the last one. By midday, it was still dropped. It had dropped to 3,572.63 yesterday. Dropped value as well. The Tanzanian shilling 1.41 as of yesterday, still selling at the same. The South African rand still struggling there with 199.01, buying and selling at 199.56. And that brings us to the end of what we have in GMU Business today. Today is a Wednesday, making it a Wednesday where we have conversations with the Uganda Cooperative Alliance and all matters the cooperative movement. So 0709602592 is your WhatsApp number to engage. It's a text WhatsApp number, not a dial WhatsApp number. Text in, have any questions regarding the cooperative movement. We have guests regarding that, so stay tuned. Good morning, Uganda.
Live from UPC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Hello, Kampala, Uganda. In response to the national call of strengthening the traffic security, Good Products Group HGO brand has officially launched the rider selection campaign. Registration is now open. Visit www.riders.hgo.com. Complete your registration now for a chance to win exciting prizes including motorcycles, exclusive HGO gift boxes, and official rider vests, all while promoting safe riding awareness. This is how to participate. Pay the registration fee, invite 3 friends to form a team of 4, and your registration fee will instantly be refunded. Begin your journey of honor today. Don't miss this opportunity. Join the challenge, promote road safety, and become a pioneer rider. For details, visit the official Good Products website at www.hgo.com or call toll-free 0800-335-555 or visit our offices at Kingdom Kampala, 3rd floor to register now and win prizes worth millions.
Every Wednesday, live in our studios in the heart of Kampala.
We have to change the political culture in this country, really. Who has bewitched Ugandans?
I want to assure you, as government, we shall do whatever it takes to ensure that Ugandans are safe.
We have conversations that have analysis, explanation.
This law society, this union of theirs, because they want a job everywhere, they want to be this, they want to be that, they want... No. We know it's a union.
You cannot be making a road, bitumen grade 1, in Congo for 5 billion.
But not every truth is fact, and not every fact is truth.
The argument that the General Court Martial is responsible for peace and stability is without basis, either in law or in fact.
We have been told how Napoleon was a great orator. Now, Napoleon cannot help me get food. They told me combine harvest in Saskatchewan. I don't know where Saskatchewan is. This is a geography we're taught. Instead of teaching me how to preserve Mabera forest, they're teaching me about Rhineland. This is a problem we got. We cannot run away from it.
Right now, you hear very disgusting stories of members of parliament. Instead of discussing the details of loans, they ask for their cuts.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Broadcaster, UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My friend, I have made some good money today. It is time to relax and enjoy life.
Nice to hear that, Semu. Just give me some money.
Gino, let's go party. All the drinks and the muchomo are on me. I will crown the day with a babe to chill with before I return home. Let's enjoy ourselves. Life is too short.
You guy, you mean you want to take nothing home to your family? My friend, indulging in casual sex has become very risky and dangerous these days. There is HIV and what's still mpox.
What are you saying, Gino? I use protection, a condom. Don't scare me.
Good. Condoms can protect you from HIV and other STIs, but not mpox. If that person has the mpox skin rash, he will also contract the disease Semu.
What?
Yes, Semu. And from there, you will spread it to your loved ones, your lovely wife, and your children, who may suffer serious disease and even die.
Thanks, Gino. I heard about it earlier, but I just brushed it off as well. So I am cancelling this useless program and going home to my loved ones. Bye, Gino. Bye.
Good decision. You see, that is being responsible, Semu. Hey, by the way, before you go, just give me at least a 50K.
Mpox is real. Protect yourself and the loved ones. Stay safe and do not indulge in casual sex or other risky behaviors. For more information
about Mpox,
call the Ministry of Health toll-free line on 0800 1066 or send a free SMS to your report on 8500. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health
with support from UNICEF, WHO,
and its partners.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket which has sold you this bottle at 1,000. It's not the business. It is the man who is going to drink this water. We strongly believe that it will only be through such constructive engagement that we'll be able to broaden our tax base and build our country together.
Buza Kamiso now. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21 hash and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
Across Uganda, the parish development model is paving the way for prosperity, helping families transform their lives through strategic farming practices, like the 4-acre model.
In our Chibaro of 1996, we said first acre, put coffee. Second acre, fruits. The third acre, you put pasture for dairy cows. The fourth acre, for food, cassava. The good thing is that now cassava is also becoming a very good cash product, but at least for food. Then, mind you, the backyard. You put poultry for eggs, you put piggery.
I'm in a 1-acre plot of land. In this 1 acre, Your Excellency, I practice this banana plantation. I also practice coffee. I also have dairy, Your Excellency. Every month, Your Excellency, I get 500,000 from these branches.
The 7 activities we recommended, they have a big global demand.
We have 10,000 Nile tilapia fish and 10,000 African catfish. And when we sell our 10,000 tilapia, we get in one harvest 20 million shillings.
Fruits, especially capsule, which is cold, can do very high value crops like apples. And then finally, those who are near the wetlands, like the ones in Bukit who are wasting the wetlands, they should do fish farming, not in the center of the swamp, but at the edge of the swamp.
From coffee farms to fish ponds, the 4-acre model is empowering Ugandans to transform their lives. The parish development model is your pathway to wealth creation. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance.
In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters, there exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Maskari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archived stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
I've seen a number of community members out there that have formed themselves into groups and have identified enterprises, agricultural enterprises, rice and all that, and they've actually been successfully cultivating them. They've gone ahead, the project has gone ahead, and also introduced small-scale industries like the rice huller, the grinding mills, and all that are managed by the groups. All these are successes.
This August, Africa gathers again. The passion, the pride, the beautiful game. It's Chan 2025. And the heart of the action, Uganda, the Pearl of Africa stands ready, not just with a world-class stadium, but with open arms for every African nation. Nambole and its floodlights are already welcoming. From Kampala to Karamoja, our stadium is set. The pitch is perfect, the stage is built, and the spirit of Uganda is unmatched. Come feel the rhythm, taste the warmth, and witness hospitality like no other. Uganda welcomes all of Africa for a Chan like never before. Chan 2025. Unity, passion, victory. And it's all happening right here in Uganda. Don't just watch history. Be part of it.
The stage is set, the teams are ready, and your voice could be the difference. Come wave your flag, sing your song, and back your favorite team as they battle for glory in the Total Energies CAF African Nations Championship 2024, right here on home soil.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
A very good morning to you. As every Wednesday, we have conversations on the cooperative movement. 0709602592. Welcome to the show. If you are just joining in, welcome to Good Morning Uganda. This is UBC TV coming to you live always from Nile Avenue. My name is Julie Nantaba Musisi, and if you started the show with us, thank you so much for being on the show and sticking around where you get to be inspired here on UBC TV. Now, today in particular, we are looking at the cooperative banking for sustainable development. And to do that with us is someone I am slowly starting to call a co-host. That is CPA Ivan Asimwe, General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance. Good morning, Ivan.
Good morning, Judy. I'm really very happy to be here.
Right.
And good morning, all our viewers.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, we want to build a preamble to someone who's watching in for the very first time.
Yes.
Just give them a brief introduction on what the Uganda Cooperative Alliance is and its mission.
Oh, thank you so much, Judy, once again, and all our viewers. I'm really very happy. I'm always happy to be here.
Right.
Because UBC has really given the cooperators enough platform for us to learn, understand, get information, which is actually a requirement under the international cooperative principles, education, training, and information. So, Julie, convey our regards to the entire board and management of UBC and the country at large. We are really happy with you. Now, Uganda Cooperative Alliance is the apex body of all registered cooperative societies in the country, established on the 17th of June, 1961. This is the time when the cooperative unions were very strong. Banyankole, Bugisu, West Acholi, East Acholi, West Mengo, East Mengo, Kigezi, name them. All these unions came in 1960. They had a meeting here in Kampala, and they said, we need an apex body. And then 1961 June, they formed, and they called it Uganda Cooperative Alliance. And then what do? We do capacity building. the way what we are doing today. That's our mandate as Uganda Cooperative Alliance. And I want the viewers, the listeners and the viewers who are there to know this, because you hear some unions calling themselves apexes. You hear this one apex, this one apex. No. You know, cooperatives, they are guided by the law. The Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 107. So everything is well structured according to law. Now, according to our law, when you go to the interpretation, the apex means the cooperative society whose membership are restricted to secondary and tertiary unions. So, and that is Uganda Cooperative Alliance. Because the members of Uganda Cooperative Alliance are strictly unions, secondary and tertiary unions, and then area cooperative enterprises, which are also unions. Now, below the unions are primary cooperative societies, like Uganda Cooperative Savings and Credit Union, UKUSCU. It's a union of circles under Uganda Cooperative Alliance. Then you have, now below circles, you have Julie, Ivan, and others who are individuals. Now, above Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we now have the global one, which is the International Cooperative Alliance. So that is the structure. Individuals, 30 minimum, come together, form a primary society. Primary societies come together, form secondary societies or unions. Then when you merge the secondary and then the primaries, you form a tertiary. Then the tertiaries and the secondaries come together to form Uganda Cooperative Alliance. That's the structure. So number one is capacity building. Number two is lobby and advocacy. This is section 33 of the Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 107, which says that the board of Uganda Cooperative Alliance shall engage government on matters of policy relating to cooperative societies. So cooperators outside there, I really want you to take note of this. Whenever we have issues of policy nature, it is the Uganda Cooperative Alliance that is legally mandated to champion this. Yes, the rest can move, unions can move, but at the end of the day, it must be Uganda Cooperative Alliance to move. I can petition Parliament, I can petition government because I'm legally mandated to do that under section 33. Then again, there is arbitration or dispute resolution. Julie, you know cooperatives are a bit unique. For us, like if you are assuming I'm a cooperative and you're a member, and we disagree assuming you bring coffee, then at somewhere, somehow we disagree and say, no, this coffee here, I brought 100 kilos, for me I'm saying you brought 30. There is a dispute there. The law says don't go to court. You don't go to court. There is even a precedence by Honorable Andrew Bashija in Mbarara of 2012. I want the cooperators. That's why I'm saying we are lucky to have UBC, that we really use this platform to educate masses. Because many cooperatives lose cases. They have a small dispute, may I will take you to court. You go to court, immediately you go to court. The lawyer for the other party will raise what they call a preliminary objection. And it will be based on the fact that you are not supposed to take the matter to court. You have to go through arbitration. And this is section 142 of Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 107. Now, and also based on that precedence. So the law says go through arbitration. And in the case, that same law, subsection 5 says, in the event that Julie and Ivan will fail to get an arbitrator, on the request of either party, the General Secretary of Uganda Cooperative Alliance shall appoint an arbitrator. So I'm created by law, so in the law, I have my role. Now, in the event that arbitration takes place, and there is one who is aggrieved, who is not satisfied with the ruling, then the law says, you shall appeal to the board of Uganda Cooperative Alliance. So you are seeing the legal mandate of UCA. That is dispute resolution. Then we go to resource mobilization and any other cooperative development work. So this is our work as UCA, and we really want to call upon all cooperators outside there. Please, let's understand the law. We have the law. The act is here. It is here. This is the Cooperative Societies Act, CAP 107. Some people are still using the white one. Because the white one, we had the old law, which was the Cooperative Societies Act, CAP 1112, which was amended, giving birth to the new one, this CAP book, which is pink.
Right.
So it is the one that people need to read and understand. Like, we are not talking about the cooperative bank. The cooperative bank is provided for in the law, section 49. And it says that there shall be a cooperative bank in Uganda.
Right. Thank you very much, Ivan. That is CPA Ivan Asimwe. He has been giving us just a brief background of what the Uganda Cooperative Alliance is and its mission. If you're just new to this conversation, hopefully that detail has informed you well enough. Now, CPA, you've talked about the cooperative bank. Let's look at it in its in the layest of terms, layman language. What is the cooperative bank?
Thank you so much. And before I go to that, just the mission. Our mission is very simple. A strong and vibrant umbrella organization for all prosperous cooperatives with empowered members.
Only prosperous ones.
Just prosperous. We want them to grow.
Right.
And not only growing cooperatives, but even the members need to be economically and socially empowered. Now, cooperative bank. The cooperative bank, like I've mentioned, is provided for in the law. Section 49 of the Cooperative Societies Act, Part A, says that there shall be a cooperative bank. Part B, the bank shall be regulated and supervised by the Central Bank, Bank of Uganda. It's clear. So when we are here talking about the bank, we are actually implementing the law the way it is. Now, beyond that, the national NDP3, Uganda's NDP3 and NDP4 all emphasize cooperatives.
Right.
So now you can see that for us cooperators, those who are watching, we need to appreciate the government of the Republic of Uganda. That actually the government recognizes us. Now it is our responsibility as cooperators to showcase to government that yes, we can as a country. Now, what else do we want? National NDP3 emphasizes cooperatives. Because you see, as a country, our strategic focus now, and even when you look at our budget for this year, it was emphasizing critical variables. One, we are looking at industrialization. We are looking at commercialized agriculture. We are looking at digital transformation. We are looking at access to finance. We are looking at access to markets. So those are the variables where you know that the country is taking this path.
Right.
And the country of Uganda has adopted the cooperative model. That's why you see the president every time and again is encouraging people, form circles, join circles, save here, because the president has the passion for cooperatives. In fact, cooperators should join me outside there. And we thank our president.
Right.
And we thank Uganda as a country. We thank the planners of this country who have really seen that it is possible to transform this country using the cooperative model. So looking at the law, looking at NDP, both 3 and 4, because we have just finished 3 and we have gone to 4, looking at the sustainable development goals globally, they are all emphasizing cooperatives. Now, the onus is on us to make sure that we have a strong cooperative bank in this country.
Right.
Now, when you go to the global context, cooperatives have transformed various economies in this world. And most importantly, using the cooperative bank model. You just go to Germany and see the cooperative banks of Germany. There are so many. And they have even formed an association. You go to Netherlands, Rabobank is a cooperative. Do you know its net worth today? 629.3 billion euros. Julia, I don't know whether you have your calculator to help me. That's a lot of, don't even bother yourself. You can't converting it to Ugandan shillings.
Right.
It's not easy.
Right.
This is a whole economy.
Right.
But this is a cooperative bank. Moreover, a bank for the farmers. You come to, you go to Kenya here, our neighbors, the Cooperative Bank of Kenya. Last year, 2024, its profitability increased to 34 billion Kenyan shillings. with a total asset base of 743 billion Kenyan shillings. That's a lot of money. Our neighbors here. You come to Tanzania, just our immediate neighbor.
Right.
Tanzania of recent, because they had some 2 cooperative banks, but which were very small, working in isolation, Kilimanjaro, and then the other one, Tandalua. So they have come together, and on the 28th of April this year, the president of Tanzania launched the National Cooperative Bank of Tanzania, where the two have merged together and formed the National Cooperative Bank of Tanzania.
Right.
You go to Ethiopia, the Cooperative Bank of Oromia, it's there, it's a cooperative bank. Go to South Africa, South Africa has 2 cooperative banks. Now, I want to ask the viewers there, cooperators, where are we? All these our neighbors have not gone outside Africa. I've just given a few examples. But if you went to Korea, South Korea, I was there the other year.
Right.
And I visited the Cooperative Bank of South Korea. It is the largest bank in Korea, owned by cooperatives. You can imagine. And it is owned by the National Cultural Cooperative Federation of Korea, which was formed after UCA in 1961. You know, they came here, they learned our methodology, they went back and formed their UCA, the other side, which is called the National Cultural Cooperative Federation.
Now, when
and
you say that, it's as if you're proving this confirmation that many have said right at this desk, that Uganda has the most beautiful laws written down, but implementation is always a problem. Speaking of the bank having formed in the 1960s, it closed on May 19th, 1999.
Yes, true.
That means there's a history. Take us through a bit of the history of the cooperative bank.
Very good. So, you know, I'm always happy to be here, Julie. When you are now sensitizing the whole country.
Right.
Now, 1960, because the cooperatives were very stronger then. You can imagine within 1960s, when they had just amended the Cooperative Ordinance of 1946, and then Andrew Cohen came here in 1952, when these cooperators petitioned the government of Andrew Cohen, he set up a committee of inquiry that released the report on the 11th of June 1952. And the report, immediately after that, they amended, in fact, they repealed the one of 1946 and they gave birth to the Cooperative Societies Act of 1952, which promoted the cooperatives, like you see today when the government is promoting cooperatives. So immediately, cooperatives became very strong. So by 1961, they formed the apex body, Uganda Cooperative Alliance. 1963, the government realized that there was need for cooperative education, and they established a cooperative college at Bukarasa, which later went to Shigumba in 1974. By 1965, Julie, cooperatives, their net worth, just in crop, coffee, cotton, the net worth was 325,311,500 Ugandan shillings. That was almost 80% of the whole budget. Now, in 1964, because they were very strong, they formed a bank using their own money, not even borrowing. They had the money. So that is where you find these senior cooperators, the senior citizens, telling you how beautiful the country was in it. Because you see, when an economy is in the hands of the local people, people have money, people are very rich. So they formed their bank 1964, and it was owned by cooperative unions and primary societies. And then on the 19th of May 1999, our bank was closed. Mysteriously, the reasons are there because we petitioned the government and it's still on record. However, we don't want to control the main thing. That was then, the bank had the challenges, it was closed down, and I'm very happy with the cooperators that we no longer want to lament. And that is where cooperators came together and they said, the past is past. Let's come together and form a cooperative bank. And I want to tell you, Julie, where we have reached. Today we are having a meeting, the National Steering Committee meeting. The entire of last week, we are working on the customized bylaws for the bank, because the cooperative bank is a unique one. And because we do not have enough financial muscle, we have decided not to start as a commercial bank, but we have decided to start as a society, cooperative society under Tier 4. You know, our forefathers were very clever people. I've been trying to read history. Do you know that this bank of 1964 had also started as a cooperative society? They did not start it as a commercial bank. Kenyan is here. In 1966, Kenyan started a cooperative bank, but as a cooperative society. Then in 1989, that is when the bank fully registered as a commercial bank. How many years are those? From 1966 to 1989, they were operating as a society, cooperative society, until they transformed into a commercial bank. The same as Tanzania, like the history I've given. So even Rabobank started as a circle. So we are taking the right path. Have the society, and I'm very happy because even the cooperatives have started sending in by they have started in sending in their resolutions, their board resolutions, because for you to start a cooperative, you need a resolution, because this is a cooperative at another level, whose shareholders will be cooperative societies. So we are through with the customized bylaws. The board resolutions have come, so we are now compiling everything, and we hope before 15th of this month, we will have it fully registered and operational, and there we have our bank. Right, that is CPA Ivan, who is in studio with us, Ivan Simwe. He is the General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance. If you have any questions as we look at this very important issue, that is of the cooperative bank, you get in touch via 0709-602-592. The number is also on your screen there for you to be able to get it. And what we are looking at specifically today is cooperative banking for sustainable development. Now, one of the reasons that were stated when you do your research as to why the cooperative bank closed in 1999 states that there was inadequate capitalization and insolvency. Yes. How is this new bank, the reborn baby, being capitalized? No, you see, Julie, we learn from the past. Right. That's why history is critical. We learn, and that's why we are saying we are not rushing to calling ourselves a commercial bank. Because for you to start a commercial bank has already paid, we have committed, Wazalendo, Exodus, Diamujungu. The other day, yesterday, we got one from Madi, and the others, there are so many, Ukusku, Ukafs, they have come on board. So, cooperators who are there outside, let's capitalize our own bank. So, Julie, we are so mindful of capital as required by the regulators, and we shall ensure that we cannot fall below this, because history is the best teacher. True, indeed. History is the best teacher. Nuggets that we are getting from CPA Ivan this morning. History is the best teacher, but also forget the past, not in forgetting the history, but forget the past, complain less, and look forward to the future. Nuggets there for you to take note of. Let's look at how this bank is going to be different from all other banks that are already existing. Now, the difference is very simple, Julie. Number one is that we shall own it. Ownership, the issue of ownership is very critical. Julie, do you have an account in the bank? Yes, Don't mention the bank. Yes, I do. Fine. Now that you have that account there, have you ever been invited to the annual general meeting of that bank? Have I? I have not received that communique. Why? That's a very important question. Now you allow me to host you. So, why haven't you been invited? Like I've mentioned, I haven't received that communique. Okay. All right. Now, number two, have you ever received a dividend from that bank? A dividend is like paying you back part of the surplus or the profit that the banker has made. Have you ever received anything like a dividend from that bank? No. No. Yes. So why do you have an account there? To keep money there. So viewers, you see now, using my money. Now today I've gotten the opportunity to host you, Julie. Interesting. So now it is very clear. Yes. You do not own it. Yes. This bank is owned by other people. For you, even if they are at the beach relaxing, They know that Julie and Ivan are there making money for them. That is what they call capitalism. And it's very bad. And I don't think it will help us as Africans. Because people are there enjoying sleeping when we are busy making money for them. It is high time that we come together and have our own indigenous. If you read the paper by Professor Suruma, we need to have our indigenous institutions, which we own. That is number one and the biggest. A banker that we own, that we use, that we control, and we benefit from it. That is number one. Number two, the difference is that we are looking at the shareholders who are cooperatives determining what is good for them through this bank. Talk about the interest rate. The cooperators who are the shareholders, they will sit in the annual general meeting and say, for us, we want this rate, which is different from other institutions. Now, if I'm to go and borrow from a commercial bank, I cannot dictate. It's not my institution. So, but here, the cooperators themselves will say, this is the interest rate we want. And that's it. Because they are the shareholders, they are the owners. Number three, we are looking at having appropriate and affordable finance. The difference here, I remember you have ever asked me that question, Julie, here.
Right.
Affordability is in terms of cost. How much does it cost you if you borrowed, for example, 1 shilling? That is affordability. Then appropriateness is in terms of the period, the loan period, the credit period, vis-a-vis your project period. For example, I want a loan to go and buy cows. And I know a cow will take me 2 years before I start getting milk so that I can start paying back. So we are looking at a financial institution that is going to tag its credit based on the gestation period. But not giving, I was talking to my friend the other day. He got money for coffee growing. So the man was saying before he even started clearing the ground, the banker was sending messages. You are hereby reminded to start to pay next month. So the lady was asking herself, where do I get the money? I have not even prepared the garden to grow coffee. But the bank is reminding me to pay. Is this an agricultural loan? No. So we want a bank that handles. And this is what it was doing. Then another thing, we want an institution that listens and tailors the products to the needs of these people. For example, the cooperative bank had a component of crop finance. Now that crop finance, Julie, that's why you see most of the people were able to go to school because the banker was there. I know if one day I will bring you seniors here and they'll tell you the whole story, how they were able to go to school.
Right.
And moreover, very good schools, Mwiri, Budo, Gayaza. How? These were people from humble families, whereby the bank is there. You have your coffee. Now, you have not harvested the coffee, but your son has to go to Mwiri. What do? Go to the bank through your cooperative union. So you do not need security, neither a guarantor, because everything is sorted. Because this bank, I'm also going to talk about it. This bank operates through the cooperative structures. So now you would go to your cooperative society, you fill a form. I am Julie, I need 1 million, my child is going to Mwiri, I don't have money. They don't need to ask for guarantor or security. So they give you the money through the bank.
Right.
You go to the society now will give a recommendation and then automatically you get money, which was crop finance. So you take your child, when the coffee time, the harvesting time reaches, you harvest your coffee, take it to your society, and then they quantify it. At the time of payment, they pay back to the bank, and you are able to recover, the money is recovered, and you get your balance. That is how it was working. Then the other issue is that the cooperative bank, how different it is going to go, work through the cooperative structures. For example, take an example of Wazalendo. Wazalendo has so many branches across the country. So now this bank is not just going to be in Kampala and you expect someone to come from Uchisoro to deposit to get credit. It will be working through the established structures of Wazalendo. It will be working through the substructures of Agaro Sacco, Moyo Sacco, Ruchiga Sacco, Ebo, like that. So that once you need money or you want to deposit, you can go to a Sacco. You do your transactions through the Sacco and the money comes directly to the bank. So that is the difference. And that's what we are looking at.
Right.
We are not saying that the other financial institutions are not delivering. Yes, they are delivering. But for us as the cooperators, we are looking at such context. How do we have a bank that responds to the needs of the cooperators?
Right.
And that is where we are.
Very, very profound at that. Allow me get into a couple of your comments coming through. Good morning. This is in Tamshobora Emmanuel in Chitagwenda district from Chendanga area, Cooperative Enterprise Limited. We strongly support to start our own bank. Our farmers are ready to work and support its development. Thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning. Uganda government made a big mistake to close Cooperative Bank because that was a farmers' bank that would give loans at a lower interest rate. They should therefore revive the bank to enable farmers access loans at a lower interest rate for the development of the country. This is Dan Achilu Oriokot. Thank you so much for being on the show. Good morning, Mr. Ivan Asimwe, our General Secretary of the UCA. May we know when will Uganda government give the former members of the Uganda Cooperative Bank the financial reports of closing the Uganda Cooperative Bank on the 19th of May 1999, so that the former members know the amounts they lost and recover. By board chairperson of Madi Cooperative Union Limited, covering Adjumani, Moyo, Obongi districts in West Nile region, Uganda. Thank you so much for being on the show. 0709602592, WhatsApp number that you should engage and be a part of the show. Any question that you'd love to address?
Oh, thank you so much. You see, majority of the people are appreciating.
Yes.
And I really associate myself to that. We really need to appreciate. Now, the issue of the cooperative bank, you see, people are still asking, what happened? How can the government respond to this? Julie, you have read the reasons as to why the bank was closed. And we are saying we don't want to go backwards. And the cooperators, let us stop lamenting, let us stop going to resurrect the dead, let us focus on the future.
Right.
Now, regarding the liquidation report by Bank of Uganda, my friend from Madi, I think this should be Newton Isaac. Now, it's very clear that UCA is still engaging Bank of Uganda, because it is Bank of Uganda that closed the bank, so we are still engaging them, and once these reports are veiled to UCA, we'll automatically share with the cooperators, and if there is anything, then we shall handle. So, but you trust us as UCA, we are still engaging, and the beauty is that the government is responsive, and they are positive, and they have really, and especially the president, they are really supporting us, and I know that we shall one day, one time, we shall get these reports, and we shall move forward. But for now, let's think of the future.
Right. Kabagaya Arafati from Ginger, please clarify, give me clarity on a youth group, or is it possible for youth to get that loan that you're talking about? Is there a loan that you talked about that he might need to pick interest in?
Yes, Julie. No, I don't think that I talked about the loan for the youth. However,
I don't remember as well.
However, you know, the cooperative bank focuses on inclusivity and sustainability. So even the youth will be part of this. And in fact, that's why, because you see, majority of Ugandans now are the young people.
Youth, yes.
So how do you come up with products that bring the youth on board? Yes, the cooperative bank is envisaged to work on that, to make sure that we really have products. And that is why we are now encouraging circles. Because most of the youth, Julie, these are young people, they don't have land, they don't have capital, but they have to grow. I will give my example. When I just finished school, I did not have land, I did not have any security at all, but I needed to operate. You know, for me, what I did, I had my pocket money, very little money, 50,000 Ugandan shillings. And I started a business of 50,000 shillings. Within 1 year, I had 4.5 million, and I went and bought land. My first asset was land, very young, as 24 years. But you see the problem with these young people, Ugandans, There are very few people who can think about that. He gets that money, he wants to buy a phone, big like a laptop. He wants to start driving a car, such things.
Want to attend white parties.
So here, I also encourage them, the young people, the youth, when you are lucky and you get this money, use this money for production, for making more money. Don't waste money. There is no money here. One day I will come here to share my experience. It is not easy. The young people are wasting money. Not even younger, by the way. Ugandans are involved in wasteful expenditure. They don't plan. Then tomorrow you find you are struggling. So yes, the banker will be working through the circles, and then we make sure that we have the products that are tailored to supporting the young people, supporting their enterprises. Even the government has got funding, the Youth Enterprise Fund. So we are also engaging government that once this bank is well established, let this money come to the cooperative bank, because the youth are not the youth, they are not the only youth in Kampala. They are those young people who are deep there in Chisoro, in Kabong, and they cannot access commercial banks here in Kampala or in urban areas. But they can actually access the money through the cooperative structures if the money is channeled through the cooperative bank. Same as women, same as this, the Grow project, the Invite project, all of this. So let's just move together as a team. Once the bank is up and running, we continue to engage government to consolidate all of these resources through the cooperative bank, because the cooperative bank has got clear structures and routes down there that many people can access this fund. Thank you.
Very pertinent at that. Now let's look at the composition of the bank. Outline it, give clarity on the composition of this cooperative bank.
Oh, thank you. Now, the cooperative bank will be fully owned by cooperatives as shareholders. Now, the individuals like me, Julie, Jack, and others, we shall buy shares through our cooperative society, like it is in Kenya. In Kenya, individuals have shares in the cooperative bank, but through their established cooperative societies. So the owners or the shareholders will be the cooperative societies. The circles, the primary societies, the cooperative unions will all come. Uganda Cooperative Alliance, we are all buying shares there. Now, these shareholders will elect their boards. There's going to be a board. The board, the supervisory board, and the vetting committee. That is now the governance structure. Then below the board is going to be the secretariat, management and staff. For now, because we have started as a cooperative society. Then when we migrate to MDI and then later a commercial bank, the standards are set by the regulators. So, but we comply with all the laws and regulations of the land. That is how it is going to operate. But most importantly is that the beauty with the cooperative bank is going to operate through the established cooperative structures. If, let's say, you are in Wundiwujo and there is a circle in Wundiwujo, then you are going to access the money through your circle, not moving to Kasese to go and deposit or withdraw. That is the beauty with it. And that is even how the other cooperative banks are operating. So that is how we are going to do it. Now, coming still into your comments, again, this is Ntamshobora Emmanuel Chitagwenda, and we are just waiting for you to start. For us as cooperators, we are ready. Thank you, We
CPA.
have started already.
Ivan, indeed. Now, somebody sent an audio. Unfortunately, we are unable to play audio messages, but please just type that message and we'll be able to engage and answer your question or share your opinion. 0709602592. Now, let's look at, for clarity's sake indeed, and for someone who's joining in for the very first time, let's look at what is the current role of the cooperative bank and the SACCOs in Uganda, in Uganda's financial ecosystem. I know you've painted a bit of a picture here and there, but for someone who's just landing on this conversation and they're hearing about cooperatives for the very first time. Yes.
Oh, fine. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to inform Mr. Emmanuel Chitagwenda that we have already started the cooperative bank. Like I've mentioned, the steering committee was established. we already have the customized bylaws. We have already received the board resolutions, and we have compiled everything, including commitments to take to the register of cooperatives, because we are starting as Tier 4, as a cooperative society. And then after, we shall migrate to MDI and then commercial bank. That's the process that we are following, because we are not the only ones. This is how, globally, how cooperative banks have started. You have to go through a certain system.
Right.
Now, Julie, you're asking me a very important question. On the laws, the legal policy and regulatory framework for cooperatives. Cooperatives are registered, regulated under the Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 107, which I have here. This is the law. So on top of this, there is a regulation. And the regulation is of 1992, then the policy. And then also they have their own bylaws as cooperative societies. However, when it comes to SACCOs specifically, there has been a challenge. And we have always mentioned this. And I'm happy that soon we shall have an interface with His Excellency the President. We have already presented this cabinet and also to Parliament. And I'm happy that the Parliament is very responsive. Right. In fact, as we speak today, Honorable Migade, who is the chairperson of the parliamentary SACCO, has already been given leave of Parliament to prepare and present a private member's bill in the Parliament regarding the amendment of the laws. Because what is happening is that in 2003, Julie, Bank of Uganda amended the MDI Act to allow regulation and supervision of bigger SACCOs. But they forgot one thing. In their definition of an MDI, because the law requires now these SACCOs come in to be regulated as MDIs. However, in the definition, they forgot, because the definition says that an MDI shall mean a company, and a cooperative is not a company. A cooperative is a cooperative registered by the Register of Cooperatives, not a company. Now, 2016, government enacts a law, which is Tier 4 Microfinance Institutions and Money Lenders Act, which require that all SACCOs should be supervised. Yes, they can be registered by the Register of Cooperatives, but after registration, they need to be supervised and regulated by Uganda Microfinance Regulatory Authority. Then again in 2020, the law, the Cooperative Societies Act, Cap 112, is amended, giving a bus to this one, which is Cap 107, and requires now SACCOs to be under the Register of Cooperatives. So that one ideally creates a lacuna. So, but we have presented, because I've mentioned this under Section 33, that the Board of UCA shall engage government on policy matters. We have done this together with the UKUSCU, together with all SACCOs in the country, and I'm happy to inform you that the lacuna is being addressed. Even the Attorney General gave an opinion, and his opinion says that government amend and harmonize all these three laws, so that we have a single law and a single regulator like it is in Kenya, under the SACCO Regulatory Authority of Kenya, SACCO. So we are moving, we are not seated, and I'm really happy to inform Ugandans that let's join hands, let's be a team, and we have these laws amended, so that because we want laws are made to grow the sector. And I'm happy that this is where we are heading.
Right. Earlier on, you did talk about the cooperative bank being involved, or the cooperative movement being included in the NDP and SDG, yes, NDP 3 and 4, as well as the SDG. How does the cooperative banking contribute to sustainable development in Uganda?
Of course, number one is it provides affordable and appropriate finance.
Right.
Because you see, a country cannot develop when you don't have capital. And you see, I have been asking myself this question. Why is it that Ugandans are not investing? Julie, is it that they didn't study economics? And you don't even need to study economics for you to be an investor. You just need your brains. But what is missed, the gap, is access to capital. And the capital that is affordable and appropriate. People call it patient capital. That is the challenge that we are looking at. But now we believe that the cooperative banker will come in to address this gap and close it.
Right.
So that we really have people who can invest. Myself, I really want to invest. But where do you get the money? You know, Julie, you cannot get money to establish a factory when you are supposed to start paying next month, unless you want to lose your properties. So you need the capital, the money that will help you to really establish, start making money, and then you pay back. This is why you see these investors. They come here and they are able to break even. Why? Because they have access to patient capital. They get money from their countries, patient capital, very cheap money, for a longer period, and then they are able to invest. So we are looking at a bank that is going to address this. Number two, we are looking at a bank that is going to listen to the cooperators. You know, the years I've been in the cooperatives, 21 years now.
Right.
And having started at a circle level, I have seen it all, whereby people need money. But who is ready to listen to these cooperators and then make products that will answer their needs? I will tell you, when I was a general manager of a circle, people would come, a woman would come and say, you know, you listen to them. For me, general manager, by then I was a general manager. General manager, me, I want a mattress. That is what I want. If you give me money, by then the mattress was 50,000. If you give me 50,000, I will be tempted to buy salt, sugar, and it will be done. But if you give me a mattress, I will take it home. So I would come to Chambogo here, get mattresses and distribute to especially women. Then another one would come, I don't have a blanket. We need blankets. We bring blankets.
Right.
Then another one would come, a woman would come, I need school fees. And this is what I want. So what we would do, we developed a product, school fees product. So Julie, you come to the circle, we give you money for 3 months. So in 3 months you pay back, then the term closes, it opens next time, we give you any other money. In case you haven't paid back, we give you a top up, we ensure that your children continue with education. So we are looking at that bank that is going to listen to the cooperators and then design products for them in order for them to get satisfied.
Right. Now, let me engage more of your commentary coming in. Good morning. I thank Ivan for the elaborate and eloquent presentation. Is it possible to share those ideas in writing so that as we make reference to it, as we mobilize ourselves? I am a member of Uganda's parliamentary circle, Honorable Dr. Godfrey Pereza Ahewa, former MP and Minister of State. Now, good morning. I'm Namonyo Silas, MP to B, Bubulo West County, Manafwa District. On the issue of cooperative banking, it's long overdue. Actually, we would have seized fire on the government, especially as in the opposition, if such things were implemented. People power, our power. Uganda, we have no banks. We have cheats. Your idea will help a lot. This is a comment from a viewer who's watching Good Morning Uganda. Thank you for the program. This is Engineer Paul. And good morning. Thank you for the program. I'm Hassan from Kitgum. How can I get the chair? I wonder what you meant, but you also say, I also have a small business and I have started. How can I also benefit from UCA? Ivan, take it on from there.
You have seen people are really, do you see people are hungry for the bank?
For real.
I tell you people, the viewers and listeners outside, there is no way. Me, I don't hate capitalism. But we are not ready for it.
Right.
Because you cannot, Julie, I asked you a question, and I know you're educated. But you sit down and ask yourself, why did I go to school, surely? Primary, O-level, A-level, bachelor's, master's, PhD, other professional courses, but you are still exploited like someone who didn't go to school. And when they meet you, you speak very good English. It is very unfortunate. But people are here making money from us. When you go to the beach now, Mombasa, they are just relaxing because they know Ivan and Julia and another person, we are making money for them. So they are relaxing. Created by the same God.
Right.
Same day. from Adam and Eve, with the masters, with the PhD, you are still a slave. It is very unfortunate.
Right.
So this is high time. We are not only talking about the bank, but how do we own the economy? How do we become investors ourselves? How can I process my own coffee? Instead of going, you can imagine I grow coffee, you pay me 10,000 shillings here, my coffee goes to Europe, they return it as Nescafe, and then Nescafe, a kilogram is around 200,000. Who makes more money? Why should a trader make more money than a farmer? Why? We are not organized. We must get organized and we must conquer ourselves.
Right.
We must liberate ourselves economically. So, if you can look at these people, Honorable Pereza, and I want to thank him, he did a lot for his people. He was a minister, I think. So he has done his part and he's appreciating. You look at the others, this person from Buburu, the MP to be, Mr. Honorable Salas, you talk about Engineer Paul, you talk about Hassan and the others, they are all appreciating and they are saying, it is high time that we have our bank.
Right.
This is what we need, and it's not only the bank. I would be very glad, like all these Ugandans, we have educated doctors in this country. Why should our people be taken to America and Asia and Europe for medical care when we have educated doctors here? What is their role? Why can't you mobilize them, give them whatever they require, and they establish the first-class hospital in this country, managed by doctors themselves, and then you save that money?
Right.
Engineers, civil, electrical, mechanical, do you think they didn't study what others are studying? But there is a challenge that you need to close. There is a gap, and especially it's about financing, capital. So if you brought them together, you give them the required equipment, Julie, these engineers can construct first-class roads, bridges, everything, and Ugandans will have money. We wouldn't be talking about unemployment in this country. We are creating it by ourselves, so we need to look for solutions for ourselves.
As we begin to bring this conversation to a close, one final comment. Hello. Thank you for the program on cooperatives. Are there investment opportunities for individuals when the cooperative bank takes off? My name is Sasi Alan. That is a question for you.
Yes, Mr. Alan, the opportunities will be there like I've mentioned, that you shall have that opportunity to invest in this cooperative bank,
right?
But you invest through the cooperative structures. So it is clear, let us all come together. I want to call upon all cooperatives outside there. You come, buy shares, be members, start saving, let's join it together. We have enough money, Julie. Last week we were here with Wazalendo. Wazalendo is in trillions of money. It's bigger than some commercial banks here. Exodus the same, and others, the other circles, they are big. So if we come together and bring this money together, we can even form like in Germany. They have so many cooperative banks. So we have the muscle. The only challenge that we have been having is lack of information and lack of someone to drive. So, but we are here as Uganda Cooperative Alliance, educating people. Let's work together. You need to love each other. You cannot move ahead if you hate each other. Cooperatives, they promote love. They promote passion and compassion, so for people to work together. So once we have that, I tell you, Julie, we can change this world.
Right.
It is possible.
Right. Thank you so much, CPA Ivan Asimwe. He is the General Secretary of the Uganda Cooperative Alliance, and he's been speaking with us regarding cooperative banking for sustainable development. Looking forward indeed to what happens. Now, there is a launch, right, Ivan?
Yes, true.
Yes, when is the launch of the cooperative bank?
Thank you so much. Now, cooperators, all this that we are discussing, we are going to have the National Cooperative Conference in September. We are yet to agree on the date, and we expect His Excellency the President to preside over, and the government will be there. Other stakeholders will be there. Why do we want it? These are issues we want to discuss with Ugandans. You know, this is our country. This is our motherland. The challenge we have as Ugandans and Africans is blaming one another. We need to sit on the table. The elites, we need to sit and see what is it that we want. So we are sitting as cooperators to deliberate on these issues.
Right.
Issues of law, issues of finance, issues of agro-industrialization. You know, the government constructed a lot of facilities in the country to process agricultural output. But most of these facilities are idle. So how do we sensitize Ugandans to take on these facilities and be able to contribute towards industrialization?
Right.
Like you mentioned about NDP4, because it emphasizes industrialization. So how? So all of these will be discussed, and then we come up with a way forward. We shall have many other partners, the policy makers, so that we really make a case for cooperatives.
Right.
And then during this day still, we are going to launch the national, our bank. We shall launch it. And I want to call upon all cooperators wherever you are. You come, we shall come and communicate, so that we come, we deliberate, we have our bank, and it's not only the bank, but how do we work backwards and forward to ensure that we really move this economy. We talk about agriculture, production, aggregation, value addition, and marketing. How do we position the cooperatives there? We talk about energy. How do we position? Talk about health. Talk about engineering. Talk about anything. We need to come together as a country. Yes, I know people like politics, but let us not all the time we are in politics. Politicking.
Right.
Let us also discuss economic transformation together. And this is the opportunity that we shall use. Even the media will be together.
Definitely. So thank you so much, CPA Ivan. That closes it for the conversation on cooperatives this Wednesday. Thank you so much for being on the show. Now, on a rather sad note, last night, an accident took place along Hoima-Bulisa Road. And we do have a soundbite of the police spokesperson giving us the detail of what happened and the update of casualties and those who have passed away. Let's take a listen at the soundbite.
Police in the Albertine region are investigating a single road crash that occurred on the night of Tuesday, 5th August 2025 at approximately 11 p.m. at a place known as Chigorobia along the Hoima-Bulisa Road. The crash involved a motor vehicle registration number UBB 639W, a Fuso fighter truck, which was transporting market vendors from Wanseko, Bulisa Market. Preliminary investigations reveal that the vehicle, while ascending a slight hill at Chigorobia, failed to climb and subsequently rolled backwards before overturning. As a result, 19 people died on spot and 13 others sustained injuries of various severity. The injured victims have been rushed to various health facilities for urgent medical attention. The bodies of the deceased have been conveyed to Hoima City Mortuary for postmortem examinations as investigations into the exact cause of the crash continue. We extend our deepest condolences to the families and loved ones of the deceased and wish a speedy recovery to those injured. We strongly urge all truck drivers and transporters to refrain from carrying passengers on top or in the back of trucks. They are not designed for human transportation. Ensure regular maintenance and mechanical checks of their vehicles to prevent avoidable mechanical failures. Also, exercise caution, especially when navigating hilly or hazardous road sections. Police Hoima eri mu kunoonyereza ku kabenje akaguddewo ekiro olunaku olwajja olwokubiri ennaku z'omwezi 5 mu gw'omunaana mwaka 2025 zabadde essaawa 5 ez'ekiro ku kifo eky'ekigolobya ku luguudo olw'e Hoima-Bulisa. Akabenje kano kabaddemu emmotoka nga ya kika kya UBB 639W eno nga ya kika kya Fuso fighter era yabadde nga etambuza abantu ab'obutale okuva ewanseko buliisa.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda.
Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah yo, me don't know.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN.